Hi there, everybody. This is Dr. Schroeder with this week's video introduction to week number 3 of our course in professional nursing and introduction to the theoretical foundations of nursing. And once again, we had a pretty good week of discussion this week. Your discussion this week introduced this concept of nursing theory. And I should point out once again that this is not going to be the only time when you're going to be hearing about theory in course. Your next course is actually a dedicated course on nursing theory. So the concept of nursing theory is something that you're going to be visiting and kind of being in and out of a few different times in the course. And this week was really to discuss theory more from a very general, broad perspective. What is it theory, and why is it important, and is it important to nursing? Many of you had identified Abraham Maslow as a theorist that you've used to pattern your practice. And that's very common for students in this course because Maslow is one of two theorists that you've all been introduced to. Abraham Maslow is common to all the nursing theories. He's common to virtually every nursing program out there because he is he developed the theoretical framework for the hierarchy of needs. And each of you learned about this hierarchy of needs, particularly as a way of prioritizing nursing interventions and nursing situations. And Maslow is used as a template for all the nursing theories as well. The other theorist that you all learned about was Erik Erikson. Erik Erikson's developmental theories are also foundational to nursing. Erikson is unique because his theory is life cycle. From the day you're born to the day you die, Erik Erikson says that you develop developmentally and that you have developmental needs. So when you've learned about these developmental needs and you've learned about human growth and development, whereas Freud and Piaget and Kohlberg and some of the other theories tend to stop at adolescence or early adulthood, Erikson says that whether you're midlife or whether you're in your 60s or 70s or even 90s, you are developing developmentally. And so that's why Erikson is used a lot. So, but a very good discussion this week as we talked about this. You also, each of you shared a little bit of your pensiveness or a little bit of your feelings about writing. And we'll be focusing on writing again in week 3. The writing exercise for this week is for you to develop an outline or learn how to develop an outline. Outlining is important. Outlining is important because starting a paper with an outline gives you a blueprint to work from. Just like if you're building a house or building anything, it's always good to start with a model. And that's what an outline serves as. An outline gives you that framework as to how your paper is going to start and the various structure, the different parts of what's going to be in your paper. So we're going to be talking about outlining this week. We're also going to start discussions this week on teamwork and collaboration. And this is going to be something that we're actually going to be talking about for the next few weeks, or the next, the next 2 weeks in particular, because we're going to be talking about communication, especially as is important in nursing leadership. One of your assignments this week is for you to find a meeting to attend. Now, you're going to be attending a meeting because you're going to be writing about this meeting in week 6. Your week 6 paper, your final paper of this class, is going to be talking about the communication and the leadership dynamics that you observe in a meeting that you attend. This meeting, as I've gotten a couple emails as well, the meeting should be, well, in the best case scenario, it will be a meeting that you attend at work. Those of you that are working in the hospital or working for a healthcare organization. It can be any form of a meeting, so long as it is a meeting where you have an agenda and some form of ongoing project that the team is building on. It may be if you're preparing for Joint Commission or magnet status accreditation. Any of you that are working in a hospital that is working on status, talk to your managers about attending a leadership meeting, because all magnet status hospitals, either the ones that are building towards magnet status or the ones that have already attained magnet status, all have nursing leadership meetings. That's one of the major components of a magnet status hospital is governance and nursing leadership. So there should be some meetings like that to attend, but you may also attend any interdepartmental meetings, A shift meeting or a like a staff meeting may be okay, so long as it's something where there's an ongoing process and it's not just where your manager is coming and just sharing information. There should be some give and take going on, some ongoing work being done in the committee. Also, it should not just be a training meeting. In other words, where you're going to learn how to use the new Pyxis machine or learn how to use the new infusion pump. Um, it shouldn't be a sales meeting where you have like an Amway meeting or something like that. Shouldn't be a meeting with an ongoing purpose. If you do not work in the hospital, or if you are unable to find a meeting like that, then I would say that it would be fine to go to a city council meeting or a homeowners association meeting, even a Boy Scout meeting, quite frankly, or a Girl Scout meeting would be okay for this particular assignment, or a church planning committee. That's another really good source of finding a meeting to attend. There's always some sort of parish or community work going on in churches. So contacting your local church to see if you can attend one of their meetings, that would also be like a volunteer organization meeting. That would also be an excellent meeting for you to attend. So please review that in the syllabus to get some ideas and to think of some ideas about a meeting you want to attend. You're just going to be notifying of me of that meeting this week. You don't have to attend this week, but you should be notifying me about that meeting this week. And then, of course, you have your weekly journal where you're going to be doing your weekly reflection. Overall, also, I'm going to be giving you some feedback on your discussion responses this week. Remember, discussion questions, your initial discussion question should always have a citation and a reference. That's usually going to be a citation from the textbook, one of the textbooks that we're using in class, but you should always have think in terms of you're writing a mini paper, and that you should be following and working on your grammar and your sentence structure and your paragraph structure in your initial discussion question responses. It's a good idea to write those responses in Microsoft Word and just pretend like you're writing a paper in Microsoft Word, a little 250 to 300 word mini paper for that discussion question response, and then cut and paste it into the discussion forum along with your reference and your citation. That's very important. You should, anytime that you make a statement where you say, make it what we call a declarative statement. You say that something is true. For example, some of you might write that nursing is one of the most trusted professions. Well, where did you learn that? Where did you read that? Where did you see that? You need to include a citation for information like that. Or that nursing is one of the most stressful one of the most stressful jobs that was ever invented, or something along. Anytime that you make a statement that something is true, you have to have a source where you learned that, or who says that that's true. Anytime that somebody says who, you need to have a citation for that. So get in the habit of including citations. I'll be giving you feedback in your grading this week, and you will also be working on, in upcoming weeks, actually writing and practicing your writing and giving feedback on each other, giving feedback on your APA skills. And so that's going to be something that you're going to be working on more specifically as we move forward. So kind of get in the habit of doing that. And then also in your discussion questions and responses, remember the main goal here is to try to generate an ongoing response. It's great that you can say that you really enjoyed what somebody wrote, that you can relate to them, but maybe think of new questions to ask, or think of new points of view to present. That's really what's important about the discussion questions. In other words, think in terms of not just coming in and just quickly answering a question to get it out of the way, but think, how would I participate in class with this? Class participation is important. The more lively the discussions are, the more fun class is going to be, and the more that you're going to actually enjoy the class. You're going to get much more out of it. So I think that takes care of us for week number 3. I will just pray and say, Dear Lord, continue to be with everybody this week. Continue to help everybody as they deal with their stress and the time management. Help everybody as they deal with all of those situations in life. For this week in particular, we Well, we have a new president, and we've inaugurated a new president. Lord, be with our new president, be with our new Congress, and be with all the leaders of our country, especially in these times that are difficult for many people right now. I just pray, Lord, that you be with us in class, be with all of us, and give us the support that we need. So pray in your holy name, amen. And with that, I will leave you for another great week. Always let me know if you have any questions. I'd like to schedule some office hours if any of you have some times that you would like to meet. Sometime this week I'll be posting just an open office hours for when I'll be available. But if there's any times which you would like to meet, go ahead and let me know. And we can set those up and meet via video chat. So I look forward to seeing you in class, and we'll see you in the discussion forums.